Gonna take a little time. Oh my gosh, I just sounded like I was dead. I sounded like what was that? Gonna take a little time. That's why I don't sing. This is why we keep that strictly to the professionals. Here it is. I was trying to be like all like nice, rolling into the live show with, just bad. This is why I don't do that. So I sincerely apologize up front. Hi, everybody. My name is Kiki, and my husband and I have this a little radio station called Kiki.fm, free in the App Store. You can get all of your classic rock and classic hits all in one spot. Great radio station. And we're doing some live broadcasts that are just pretty fun, and people are loving it. So take a listen, download the app. Like I said, it's free. If you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please go ahead, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. YouTube likes when you like it. It's just a good thing. And there you go. Hello. So, hi to everybody. If you are watching this broadcast later, thank you. Thank you for doing that. If you are watching it live, welcome aboard. Let us, know who you are in the comments. And this is really, a big question for me today. We're going to talk today specifically about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction that was aired on Disney Plus the other night. As a matter of fact, my son Chris called me during the ceremony and I texted him back. I'm like, I'm busy. I cannot, even though I could watch it at a later time, or I could even hit the pause button, but I chose not to because there were a lot of important things I wanted to see. And I'm glad I watched it as it happened, even though, isn't it crazy? Today, we don't need to watch things live, even though, as I was told by both of my sons, you can't watch a rerun of sports. You have to watch that live. So I get it. But some things I just want to watch as they're airing. And I'm glad that I watched the Rock Hall induction as it was airing, unedited. It was pretty interesting. So, we're just talking about that today, and we have a lot to discuss. And I want you guys to weigh in as we're talking because I am confused about a couple of things. Now, it was really interesting that, first of all, the broadcast was on Disney Plus and it was unfiltered, unregulated, and there was a lot of swearing, which I don't care. I mean, I swear. I'm not going to swear right now, but that doesn't bother me. I just thought it was weird that Disney Plus was carrying the induction ceremony. I thought it would have been on something else. I mean, Hulu had it on the night after. So on Sunday night, Hulu aired it. I didn't watch it again. I just watched it live on Disney Plus. And I don't know if they edited it or they aired it as it aired on Disney Plus the night before. I have no idea. And I think you can watch it on ABC, I believe. That's not until after the first of the year or the first of the year. 2025. Isn't that weird? Ugh. Sounds so weird. But it was just, yeah, I just thought it was an interesting network choice. Just saying that up front. So we'll just hop right into this. Now, the beginning of the night, the first honoree was Cher. Who doesn't love Cher? And I feel like her induction, maybe even should have been towards the end because it seemed to be a big, ginormous induction. And did she deserve it? Absolutely. I mean, the woman's been around for a very, very long time. And my friends and I were discussing as we went on our walk on Sunday how amazing that woman looks. She's 78 years old. 7'8". That's how old Cher is. You would never know it. So whoever her surgeon is, well, God bless him or her because they're doing a phenomenal job keeping her looking like she's in her 40s. Let's be real. And I know it shouldn't all be about looks, but listen, when you're entertaining and you're a celebrity, yeah, we look at that stuff. We just do. And she just looks fantastic. And she's still dating her very much younger boyfriend, Alexander something. He's like a record producer or whatever, but they're still dating. And so she had her, ceremony and Dua Lipa came out and the girl who, all right, let's see who's the Zendaya was her name. she inducted Cher, and she barely had a stitch of clothing on. Now, as I'm watching it, I'm going, "Okay, like, she's practically naked," you know? But then I'm looking at Zendaya, who is absolutely stunningly beautiful. She had long black hair, parted down the middle, and, like I said, a very barely there gown, if you wanna call it a gown. It was really just a couple of pieces of string, but that's how Cher used to dress in the '70s on her TV show. Think about it. As I'm thinking about it, I'm like, "Okay, I get it now." And her belly button was showing, so that was so Cher. Everything was in an uproar because Cher used to show her belly button. So Zendaya was absolutely gorgeous. She did the speech, and then Dua Lipa comes out and she starts singing, whatever she was saying. What did she sing? I don't "Do you believe in life after love?" So she did that, and she's like, and her dress too, like, isn't this terrible, like, how I'm being all, about the looks and everything, but that's what you talk about. And you could see her bottom really because, like, it was 2 strips of fabric, one in the front, one in the back, and then, like, the sides were all open, so you could see, like, her bum bum, and, I get it, because that's what Cher did, but it was just weird because it was on, like, it's on Disney. It's just odd, but anyway, and anybody can watch that. So, that was great, and then Cher comes out and she's singing with Dua Lipa, and of course, it's like just a fun fest over there, and Cher, she you could tell she was really singing, she sounded great, and I just absolutely I adore Cher anyway. I mean, you guys know that, you've been following me for a while. I freaking love her, so she coulda just sat there, just sat there, and I wouldn't care because I adore her. So, she also made a comment which I thought was pretty funny. During her presentation, she said, "It was easier to get divorced from 2 men than to get ready for the Rock Hall induction." So, I thought that was pretty funny. And she also talked about how her mom was her driving force to continue to be in the business. Her mom passed away, I believe it was this year, right? And I thought it was very sweet that she really was paying homage to her mom, and she said her mom told her to never, ever give up, and that was pretty inspirational, so I really enjoyed that, and let's be real, I mean, I could just hear Cher just talk forever and ever. I wouldn't need to do any like, I could just sit there and listen to her tell stories because 'cause she's got stories to tell. Again, she's been around for a very long time, and I thought it was just a great representation for Cher. They did a great job. And even though I didn't know who Zendaya was, I figured out, okay, well, I get it now why she has no clothes on because that's what Cher used to do. And Dua Lipa is very, very popular. So, of course, they're going to have somebody super popular perform with Cher. And that was great. So that was great. But again, I thought Cher's was so like she had a lot of meat and potatoes to her induction. I thought hers should have been closer to the end. It was just so good. And let's see who's here. Nancy, how are you? And Rhonda, thank you guys for being here in the middle of is it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. So thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. So we're talking about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then Kool and the Gang. They, get their induction and they performed. And, of course, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, here I am. I'm talking about how, the Rock Hall should have their own separate sections and genres. And it's true. I still do believe that. However, so Kool and the Gang, they performed. And can I just tell you, the entire place was up dancing. It looked like literally every person in the arena was up, clapping their hands and having a great time. So I thought personally, it was pretty awesome to have Kool and the Gang do what they did, be inducted, and give such an amazing show. it just got the whole night kicked off to a really positive and fun start. So I was super, super happy for them. And then, of course, confetti comes down. And again, I'm going, that I think it worked out great. Stuff like that you usually keep towards the end of the show to just, give everybody something to talk about. But I kind of liked how that was near the beginning because it really set the tone for the entire night. However, we'll talk about the next day. But anyway, however, it did get a little boring. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. But not then. This was after all the stuff I wanted to see happened. So then Dionne Warwick, she, came on the stage and she did Walk On By. And well, no, she didn't do Walk On By. Did she do Walk On By? I forget now. I didn't write that in my notes. But did you know, this is what I'm looking at my little notes here. But did you know that Dionne Warwick actually knocked the Beatles out of the number 1 spot with her song Walk On By? I didn't know that. So you go, Dionne. Mm-mm. She's so good. And Dionne is 82. And it was just so Jennifer Hudson, she sang along with Dionne. And Dionne, I love her. I have her cigarette. Where is it? Al hid it on me. Her cigarette is somewhere here with her lipstick on it. I love it. Oh my gosh, where is it? Where's her cigarette? Oh, it better be here. I don't want to lose her cigarette. No one will even ever know. Like when I'm long gone, my kids are going to be like, "I'll throw that out. That's an old cigarette. Maybe it was grandma's. No, it was Dionne Warwick's cigarette. So maybe I should put a note on the cigarette, like a post-it note." Anywho, so that was great. And also, every penny of the song "That's What Friends Are For," dun, 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 with Elton John, and was Stevie Wonder in that too, and Gladys Knight. So every penny of that song that they made from that song went to AIDS research, which I thought was pretty incredible. So again, these artists, some of these artists really have given back throughout the years, and you just have to totally hand it to them. All right, so on to let's talk about because I'm going to say Foreigner till the end. Let's be honest. I'm going to say Foreigner till the end. So we're going to talk about Peter Frampton. Now, Peter Frampton, he should have been inducted a long time ago, like Foreigner too. Let's be honest. But Peter Frampton did "Do You Feel Like I Do and Like We Do" with Keith Urban, who I thought Keith Urban totally knocked it out with Peter. I mean, he sat there and I'm going, dude, Keith, the country boy is like totally killing it with Peter Frampton. He was amazing. Like they were so together. And I feel like Peter was looking at him going, girl, you good, Keith Country Urban. And that was a phenomenal performance. Peter Frampton, another person I could just sit, listen to him play for hours on end. What a fantastic musician. He did this little wah, 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 wah. He did that. And that was really good. So we'll move on to Ozzy Osbourne. Now there was a bunch of things that happened. Ozzy is also, like Mick Jones, suffering from Parkinson's disease. So, I didn't even know, and I don't even know if a lot of people knew if Ozzy was going to be at the ceremony or not, but he was. And they had his chair all decked out, bat wings and stuff. It was very, very cool. So Jack Black inducted him. That was cool. And Ozzy had an all-star band behind him, which included his guitarist, Zakk Wylde, longtime guitarist, Metallica bassist Robert Trujillo. Trujillo? Is that how you say it? Chad Smith from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and Ozzy's keyboardist, Adam Wakeman. So great band, right? Now, Ozzy was there, but he had, talked to the audience and, some of the things he said, I didn't write down everything. I just wrote down a few things, but he said, "I'd like to thank whoever voted me into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for my solo work. Thank you from the bottom of my heart." He also did acknowledge the late Randy Rhoads and said that if he hadn't met him, he wouldn't be there. And Ozzy was inducted for his solo work. Now, fans were pretty upset, though, that Ozzy did not mention Bob Daisley. And Bob did a lot of Ozzy's songwriting throughout the 80s, including the album Bark at the Moon and No More Tears. And fans were also upset that Ozzy did not mention Jakey Lee. Now, we all know what happened to Jakey Lee last week. He was shot several times near his home about 2 o'clock in the morning when he was walking his dog, Coco. So fans are pretty upset. He's like, Ozzy should have acknowledged Jake. However, Ozzy did make a statement to TMZ days earlier before the ceremony happened. And Ozzy said it was 37 years since he had seen Jake. And that still didn't take away from the shock of hearing what happened to him. It's just another senseless act of gun violence, sending my thoughts to him and his beautiful daughter, Jade. So Ozzy had already made a statement. Now I get it. A lot of people say, well, he should have said something about Jake. He should have said something about Bob. Bob Daisley, yes, Bob was a songwriter. He should have acknowledged Bob for sure. Jake, it's kind of a touchy subject because Ozzy did acknowledge Jake earlier in the week after that incident happened. So I don't know. And then I'm reading some of the comments on YouTube. People are saying that Sharon made him not do it and all this stuff. Who knows? But I think no matter what, people can't do anything right. Let's be real. Even though from the outside it looks like it's good, someone's always going to have something bad to say about something that's really, I mean, Ozzy got in, the guy was able to show up. I think that's awesome in itself. And his, tribute was so good. It was just absolutely amazing. Tool frontman Maynard Keenan, Billy Idol, and Jelly Roll, they did the performance, and Jelly Roll did the song Mama, I'm Coming Home, and let me tell you, Jelly Roll and Miley Cyrus to make now Jelly Roll, he's country all the way. Miley Cyrus, she's pop pretty much, but she can do anything. Those 2 should do something because they're both so versatile, and Jelly Roll, who's thinking, you know, I mean, yeah, I could kind of imagine him singing a rock song, but dude, he killed that song. He just nailed it. Oh my gosh, that guy is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And we really should hear Jelly Roll do some rock stuff, some early rock stuff, cover some classic rock songs, and he'll make them so good. That guy. I don't know, whatever you think about him. I love Jelly Roll. I think he's great. So the Ozzy tribute, I thought was very, very well done. And yeah. All right. So let's see what everybody's saying. So Rhonda said, loved Kool and the Gang. It's a celebration. It was a celebration. The whole night was about celebrating how, our favorites finally got in, or yay, they got in, or it's about dang time. And I'm in it, I'm Anita. Like Foreigner, like it's about time. Peter Frampton, about time. Ozzy, true. Like really. And let's see. Rhonda said Keith and Peter live within blocks of each other in Nashville. That's pretty cool. I did not know. So maybe that's why. Because Keith he was phenomenal. And I just thought it was a fabulous tribute to Ozzy. So let's go into the whole Foreigner induction, which is, I Personally, I think that's what a lot of people were waiting for. I know I was. I was waiting with bated breath for Lou Graham and that induction to take place. Now, we're going to talk about the elephant in the room first. And that elephant was not even in the room because he wasn't there, and that was Dennis Elliott. Now, Dennis Elliott, if you don't follow him on Facebook, he had put out a post stating that he wasn't going to be there because him and his wife had their bags all packed, ready to go to the ceremony. But then, like the night before, they were supposed to leave to go to the induction ceremony. They found out the schedule, and I don't know what happened. But Dennis said, "Well, I'm not happy with it, so I'm not going." So I don't know why he was upset with the schedule, but clearly they unpacked their bags and did not attend this, which to me, it's, I'm sorry, but he should have gone. He should have gone because this is a once in a lifetime thing. People have, like I said the other day, we've all been talking about Foreigner not being inducted for years and years and years. This is just something everybody has been waiting for. So it's just sad that Dennis didn't go. But then something else came out. Well, there's another elephant in the room too. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But something else came out, which I thought was kind of strange. So there was an article that said Dennis Elliott isn't going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony because his wife Iona is not allowed to walk the red carpet with the band. Now, I hadn't seen that anywhere. I just saw this one article. I don't even know who put it out. And then Dennis kept putting out this post. I want to make it clear that is not why we didn't go to the ceremony. That is not why. And I don't even like, where did that even, my question is, where did that even come from about the red carpet? I don't know. Do you know? Because I couldn't find it anywhere except for that one article that said this is why Dennis didn't go. But I didn't see anything where Dennis said, "Well, my wife can't walk with the band, so I'm not going." I didn't see anything. So was it made up? I don't know. But Dennis, made it specifically clear that is not the reason why he didn't attend the event in Cleveland. He said, "No, that's not why." We still don't know why, I don't think. But I'm sad for him because I think he missed out on a great night, a memorable night, no matter what. And again, we all have our opinions about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I certainly have mine. You certainly have yours. And some of them are not good opinions. Let's just say that. But it's still an honor. And we still wanted to see Foreigner in it. So it's got to have some type of merit, right? Right. Journey was in it, back in 2017. That was a big deal. So clearly, we still want to see these things happen. So then moving on to who inducted Foreigner, and that was Sammy Hagar. Now, they have their teleprompter, and the actress who I guess is playing Dionne or played Dionne in a biopic, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. She was having so many problems with the teleprompter, and she kept saying it, "Slow down, teleprompter person, whatever, I can't, or speed up or whatever." And to me, it looked like Sammy did a great job with whatever was on the teleprompter. He pretty much put his own spin on it, made it very rock and rollish, I thought, and made it very down to earth. And he filled in the blanks where there probably, maybe the teleprompter wasn't going fast enough. But I thought Sammy did a great job with whatever was in front of him, and he was just very Sammy. He made it fun, he made it light, but yet he made it important, which is what it was. It was an important event for Foreigner. So I like what Sammy did, and I thought he did a great job. Now, unfortunately, Mick Jones was not able to be there. His daughter accepted the award for him. She did a great job, but Ozzy was there. and he's suffering from the same disease that Mick Jones is, Parkinson's disease. So, we have to send out our thoughts and our prayers to Mick Jones and his family, and hopefully, hopefully he's okay. We just don't know where he's at right now in his illness, and we do have to send our well wishes to him and his family. And it's too bad that he couldn't have been there because he started the band. So it would have been great for Mick to have been there, and it would have been great for him, Mick, for Mick and Lou to have connected on such an important night. And I don't know if Lou's talked to Mick yet. I just don't know. As of not too long ago, he hadn't. So we'll see about that. But it is sad. And also, there are those feelings. I've talked to Lou. Many people have talked to Lou. Lou's, been very open about his royalties or non-royalty, you know, payments from I Want to Know What Love Is, and, some of the other songs that he did with Foreigner. So we know that there's been some bad blood there. But at the end of the day, they got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we have to be happy about that. And we have to be, at that stage, we have to just say, you know what? They're there now. We've all wanted this for many years, and kudos to them. They finally, finally got in there. So that's great. So Demi Lovato. Now, Demi, I can't sit here and criticize Demi. The only thing I'm going to say, because a lot of people criticize Demi over the years, and the poor girl has had, a lot of really negative criticism, and she's had, her own thing she's had to deal with. But the only thing I'll say negative about Demi's performance is that she just didn't look happy to me. You know, I think if maybe she had put more soul and maybe had been more present with the song she was singing, it would have been a better performance. I'm not saying it was a bad performance. I'm not saying that at all. I just felt like she just either maybe something happened with her schedule, or maybe she was told something before. Maybe she was having a bad day. I don't know, but she just didn't seem happy. And that's the only negative thing I'm going to say about Demi, because, like I said, she's had her own stuff going on. Do I think they should have chosen someone else for that performance? Yes, I do. I don't know who. I do think that someone else, could have done that, brought it home better, right? Sammy did a great job. And, the other elephant in the room, though, we have to talk about is Kelly Hansen. Now, y'all have to enlighten me here, because there is so much hate towards Kelly, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. Somebody help me here, because, Kelly was on stage with Sammy and Demi, right? And people were losing their stuff. And I'm sitting there watching it, and I knew it. I knew it. I'm sitting, and Al's going, "What?" And I'm sitting there going, "People are going to be so mad. Kelly Hansen's there. They're going to be so upset." And I feel like he felt that too. I feel like when he walked on that stage, he's going, "Oh my gosh, people are going to be so mad." I just got that feeling from him that he was kind of, reserved and, in his animation, because usually Kelly's, like Arnell, like jumping all over the place and spinning around and doing what he does. I mean, Kelly is a great showman. I'm sorry I said it. I know that it goes against what a lot of people think about Kelly, but listen, Kelly's been keeping Foreigner going for a long time, couple of decades, right? And I've seen Kelly. I think he does a great job. You know, I don't know. So help me here in the comments understand why there is such a I don't know, dislike for Kelly. And he was there. Someone had to make a decision to allow him to be there and to get on the stage. He didn't just go. He didn't just say, "You know what, I'm just going to show." And the whole band that currently plays was there, Jeff Pilson and the other guy that currently plays. So they were all allowed to be there, and they weren't on the original album. So, just tell me, please, why, people have such a disdain for Kelly Hansen because they do sell out their show. They have sold out their shows, over the years, and people do go out and still see them. Now, going forward, with Mick not being well, I don't know. Supposedly, Foreign is retiring, but they got shows coming up. So I don't know about that whole thing. Kelly said, "Oh, my voice, I can't keep hitting these high notes," which is understandable. But they still have dates. So are they retiring? And will they be able legally, because this is a whole thing, you have the whole guess who thing going on. Will they still legally be able to go out even though there's not one original member, a foreigner on that stage with them? I don't know. Again, if you know, tell me, enlighten us because I just don't know, and they're still going to be performing. So there's all of that. Now, Kelly Clarkson, I also saw some negativity towards her and people, some people had said Lou should have performed by himself. If you look at the whole event that night, the whole ceremony, everybody had a buddy? Is that how we should say? Everybody Cher had Dua Lipa, Dionne Warwick had Jennifer Hudson, uh, Ozzy had a whole team, whole band team with him. I mean, there were, everybody had somebody else to support their song. So to me, I love Kelly Clarkson. I love her. I've always loved her. From the first moment I saw that girl audition for American Idol and saying that she's gonna take it, she's gonna win it. She did because she's so good, and she just has a really nice demeanor about herself. I don't think they could have paired Lou up with anyone better. I think that Kelly Clarkson was the best choice for Lou because Lou is so sweet, right? And Kelly's got a banging voice, let's be honest. And Lou is fantastic. He's still out there singing and performing and being the great Lou that he is. So I really don't think they could have paired him up with anyone better. Honestly. I thought because she's relevant, she's, young and beautiful, and she's got a great voice. I thought it was great. But, was it kind of ironic that her name's Kelly and Kelly Hansen's Kelly, like the 2 Kellys? What do you think? Do you think that was like an intentional pick? I don't know. I don't know, but I thought Kelly Clarkson was amazing. And Lou, he's up there with Rick Wills and Al Greenwood and and Mick's daughter too. And I just thought, again, sad that Mick couldn't be there. Sad that Dennis Elliott couldn't be there too. I mean, I wonder if he's kicking himself now, saying, "Dang it, I should have gone. I should just, put everything aside." And sometimes we have to do that. Sometimes we have to just, take what's in front of us, even though we get angry. Happened to me today. I got really angry at something. And I just had to, even though I didn't want to take a breath, I wanted to poke someone in the eye, but I just said, "You know what? Take a breath and step over here and then just move on." And I did that, and I'm thankful I did, or else I probably would have had cuffs on me. So it's a good thing. Sometimes you gotta do that. You gotta rise above it a bit. So I'm sad for Dennis because he could have been there. He was gonna be there. You know, I thought Lou sounded awesome. And, they had the choir there. He wanted to sing a rock song. He made that very, very clear. And I thought they were doing, a whole medley. I thought it was going to be 2 songs. Originally, I think it was going to be 3 songs, he had said months ago. Then it was whittled to 2. And then it was just really a duet. So, should have been a little bit more. It would have been nice, but I thought they did a nice job. I really do. I don't know what else they could have done. besides the fact of having the people there that really should have, should have been there and, you know, whatever. So please tell me what the issue is with Kelly Hansen because I want to know. I really want to know. I want to know why there is so much not like towards Kelly Hansen, even though he has done a phenomenal job keeping the band going. And what did you think about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony? After Foreigner was on, I think it was somebody and then Peter Frampton, of course I watched that. And then Ozzy was at the end and I that's pretty much what I was interested in. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say I was like, "Ooh, that's what I wanted to see," and I did, and I was happy about that. So, and Rhonda said, Lou made it sound like he didn't get a choice in the Foreigner songs that were chosen. I don't think he did have a choice. I think, they're telling everybody, this is what you're gonna do. This is when you're gonna do it, and this is how you're gonna do it, and that's it. And this is who your buddy is, and, take it or leave it. Now, Lou seemed fine with Kelly. Again, Lou is a gentleman, but I don't think Lou is really angry. Yes, he said some things about Kelly, right? But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Um, he was there, and he was there. So there you go. There's my take on the Rock Hall ceremony of 2024. I enjoyed what I watched. I thought it was, for the most part, from what I saw, Foreigner, I thought they did him right. I do. I don't know what else could have been done for Foreigner on that show. But again, weigh in. Let us know what you think. What would you have liked to have seen done differently for Foreigner during the ceremony? I just can't think of anything. I I really can't. And Cher, oh my god, that was so good. So thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to be back, I don't know, I think on Friday afternoon. Probably be back on Friday afternoon with a whole bunch of entertainment news that is going on this week. And as always, I really appreciate you for being here because, again, middle of the day, and here you are just showing up. But if you're watching this later, thank you for doing that too. And I appreciate it. Thank you, guys. Mwah. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Have a fabulous rest of your day.